Hey, what's going on, everybody? I want to make a video showing off my Voidwalker build for multiplayer specifically, because there's quite a big difference in how I would build this character for multiplayer versus Vanguard stuff, like running around the planets killing the AI. So I've completely maxed everything out. For multiplayer, the Axion Bolt. For the grenade, this one is by far the best. The scatter grenade, it's okay. Same thing with the vortex grenade. They're both effective, but this one for multiplayer is just the best because it seeks the enemies. The vortex grenades, it's really helpful if you're playing I think it's called the conquest mode, the 3 capture the point spots. But for just killing people, just all around, the most versatile grenade I think is the Axion Bolt. For the jumping, for the glide, I choose the focused burst. Just because I think moving and maneuvering around faster is a lot better than having better directional control, because like you usually know where you're going. Having better directional control just means that, well, you can kind of change where you want to go mid-flight. In Blink, man, I don't know, maybe I should be using Blink. In the last day or two, I've seen people using Blink extremely effectively. I don't personally like Blink. I'm going to force myself to use Blink to see if I can learn to like it, just because, man, people sprinting around, head full of steam, blink right past you with a shotgun, completely disorient you, and then shoot you right in the back while you're trying to figure out what the hell just happened. It's extremely frustrating, and I've seen people just be lethal with Blink. But I'm not there yet, so something to think about. For the Nova Bomb, farther and faster. So basically, with this upgrade, it's basically on a rope. It's just, there's no arc to the Nova Bomb. There's no dip. There's no, like, you still have to lead your target a little bit, but not nearly as much, because it just goes so much faster, and you're not going to be hucking your super like across the map anyway. Splitting into 3 projectiles, that's okay. Vortex is good for single player, but not for multiplayer, because people are smart enough to get the hell out of the Vortex. But similar to the Vortex grenade, this is helpful for the Capture the Hill game type, or the Conquest game type. But even then, I think I'd rather still have the Lance farther and faster, just because it's more effective at killing people quickly. 3 projectiles. The 3 projectiles one, this one might be okay combined with the... there's one of these upgrades somewhere. Here we go. Angry Magic. Nova Bomb tracks enemies. So I haven't been able to test effectively if this Angry Magic combined with the 3 projectiles, if there's 3 enemies, if each projectile will track someone different. If that's true, then maybe, because that'd be a very easy way to get 3 kills. But then even then, like, if there's 3 enemies that are close, the Lance will probably take them all out anyway, so I'll just stick with Lance. For the energy drain, I like going with a lifesteal. Surge is also very nice because it's just damaging an enemy with energy drain. Gives you a bonus. This one is killing an enemy. So I try to, when I know that I have energy drain and I am in a situation where I'm going to, like, if you're going toe-to-toe with an enemy, there's a very good chance that you're going to be low on health, that you're both going to melee each other at the exact same time. So if you're going to win that duel, having this lifesteal instantly gets you back in the fight. You're not going to be cowering in the corner for a couple extra seconds waiting for your health to regenerate, or fighting off the next enemy who's, if it's a team deathmatch situation where the enemy is, or like there's a second guy around the corner who sees his teammate just die and knows that you are at low health. Well, no, you're not. You lifesteal. You get nearly full health immediately. The Soul Rip, just because of the extremely low cooldown for the Nova Bomb, or slow cooldown for Nova Bomb on multiplayer, on Crucible matches, that I just don't like this. Okay, so for the attributes, for the most part, I'm going with a very agile build. Recovery, is nice, sort of, but for the most part, I would much rather be faster than recover more quickly. And it's very noticeable. Like it's worth testing out just so you can understand the difference between having full recovery versus full agility. Like increasing your movement speed, having that full just makes you walk faster and sprint faster. And the maximum jump height, I honestly don't notice very much. Because with the forced burst, and especially for the Voidwalker with the jetpack, or with the glide rather, this isn't that big of a deal. This is more noticeable, or the maximum jump height is the more noticeable attribute for the hunter class, where it's like the double jump, versus this guy, where it's kind of a gliding thing. Armor, man, on multiplayer, I don't think this really makes any difference. I honestly don't know. And because we can't do custom matches, we can't really tell. But because level differences and equipment differences don't make any difference for multiplayer, I think that everybody has the exact same health. Armor, gut instinct is telling me that armor makes a huge difference for Vanguard and for PvE. But for multiplayer, I think it makes zero difference. Like none, because it's balanced. But having this extra movement speed, I feel like it does. So don't put any points into armor. All right, so for the middle one, increases the duration of energy drain effect. That doesn't matter at all if you're doing, well, the energy drain effect, it's only reducing the cooldown of your grenade, so it doesn't really matter. So I just do increase the size of your grenade explosives, and which doesn't really have that big of a difference for the grenade that I chose, the Axiom Bolt, but it does help for having a bigger Nova Bomb. Then this one, just like I was just saying a second ago, I honestly don't think that having extra armor in multiplayer matters, but having being more agile, just raw speed, does help a lot in multiplayer. And then the final category, this one, so similar to this other one, let's see right here, where was it? Increasing the ability of energy drain effects. So damaging enemies with Nova Bomb or any grenade triggers the energy drain effect. So unfortunately, the energy drain effect does not include lifesteal or surge or soul rip. It's only the base energy drain effect. If it was both of them, this would be an incredibly helpful one, but it's not. It's only energy drain. Because how great would it be if tossing a grenade around the corner increased your health, gave you lifesteal? That would be unbelievably effective, but it's not, so unfortunately. Enemies killed by any of your abilities explode. I don't really think that's that helpful, because your abilities are Nova Bomb, energy drain, and grenade. So is an exploding enemy really going to do that much extra damage on multiplayer? Because if you hit someone with a Nova Bomb, you're going to kill the guy that's directly adjacent to them with a Nova Bomb. So it doesn't really make any sense to have that extra explosion, because it's not, you're going to kill him with a Nova Bomb one way or the other. The extra explosion really doesn't do shit. So this last category, this is just kind of like, it's the best of the three, because these two are just kind of complete shit, but this one's the best. So now let's take a look at how let's take a look at the weapons, and then I will show you how I build this guy for PvE, because it's quite a bit different build. For multiplayer, the Stranger's Rifle. Man, this thing is fucking money. I also use an auto rifle. I'm experimenting with the auto rifle, especially for free-for-all matches. But the Stranger's Rifle with this build right here is unbelievably effective. You can kill people in 3 bursts. If you get 2 body shots and then 1 burst of headshots, they're dead. They're dead. This is the battle rifle from Halo 2 or Halo 3, or like the pistol. Like, you're 3-shotting people with this fucking thing. Predictable and controllable recoil, and increased weapon stability, and then plus the full auto mode. What that does is you can just hold down the trigger. You don't have to pull to fire every single time. I don't like pulse rifles other than ones with the full auto. And this is the only pulse rifle I've ever seen that has this attribute right here. So this is the only pulse rifle that I like. I have a sniper rifle and a shotgun and a fusion rifle that I swap between depending on what map I'm playing. The fact that this is legendary doesn't really matter that much because you can get a one-shot kill headshot with a legendary sniper versus a level 2 sniper. It doesn't really matter. Shotgun and fusion rifle. Shotgun's incredibly good for just running around and blasting people in the chest. Fusion rifle has quite a bit more range, but you have to be a little bit more strategic about your positioning. I like both. I'm trying to figure out which one I like more. Heavy weapon. For a long time, I was going with the rocket launcher just because they're rockets. When you find that heavy weapon, you can just blast people. Or when you find that heavy ammo, it's just like one-shot kill. You're done. Boom, moving on, end of discussion. Picking up heavy ammo gets you 2 rockets, so 2 kills. I mean, if you're lucky, you may get 3. Like, very lucky, you may get 3. But for the most part, it's 2 kills. And that's if you hit with those rockets. Whereas the machine gun, any machine gun, legendary or not, I've been consistently able to get 4 to 6 kills after picking up a heavy ammo pickup and then using a machine gun. Machine guns are unbelievably good. It's not the instant kill that you get with the rocket launcher. Like, the rocket launcher is much better in a desperate situation where, you're low on health and there's a dude coming around the corner with full health and you just pull the trigger and they're dead. This is incredibly good for just plowing through 4 to 6 people in a row. If you have full health, I would much rather have a machine gun over a rocket launcher because you will win every head-to-head fight. Now, I mean, obviously, if someone busts out a super, you're dead. But with this, it's on machine guns, really look at machine guns. They are so incredibly powerful for multiplayer. Now, for the armor, again, defense doesn't matter because it's multiplayer. Everybody has the same health. It's all balanced. The attributes that are on your armor do matter. So I haven't done this enough, but I'm going to start collecting shitty armor for this build that just has the best attributes, because sometimes you'll get armor that has less light. So right now I've only kept the armor that has the most light so that I can be the highest level. But I don't give a shit about having more ammo for auto rifles. I'd rather have boots that give me a better attribute. I don't give a shit about having more ammo for scout rifles or sniper rifles, really. I mean, sniper rifle, I do use them quite a bit, but I never use scout rifles. I would rather, the most important thing is having the plus intellect or plus whichever one of these 3 that you like. I don't give a shit about energy drain, so I don't use anything with strength. I have my discipline very high so I can pop grenades constantly, and I would like to have more armor with intellect on it just so I can use that Nova Bomb even more quickly. And one thing I should do, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to write a note for myself right now. Test how effective this is, how quickly your supercharge or your superpower regenerates when you have 100% versus 0 versus 50. I need to test that. I haven't seen anybody really write anything about that. So, I need to figure that out. So basically, I have not put enough energy into finding armor and swapping out armor for multiplayer. Holy shit, this is a 14-minute video. Fuck. Alrighty, now for the single player Vanguard PvE build side of this thing. Vortex grenade, 100%. When you get to these higher levels and enemies have an enormous amount of health and they're slow and they just sit on a grenade for a long time, Vortex grenade is money. For the Vortex, continually damaging enemies trapped on the inside, I think is better. When you're fighting a boss and you pop that Vortex and they're just sitting on it, it just wrecks them. It does so much damage. Increased movement speed. This one's just whichever one you prefer. Not too bad. For this section, I guess the most important thing is I choose Annihilate. Increase the size of explosion by Nova Bomb and Grenade. So you're just dealing out huge amounts of damage over time in a much bigger area. And for these two, I have very little agility, but I have a ton of armor and recovery. the exact opposite of my multiplayer build. And for this, same thing. Increase the range and duration of Nova Bomb and Vortex Grenade. So, and then basically the same weapons as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Game on.